And the striking thing about this time was how normal it was again. There was no riot. No one broke a window with their beard. In fact, the whole process took only 30 minutes. Yeah, democracy.
30 minutes? You're telling me... Guys, I need you to understand how ridiculous that event was 4 years ago. So right off the bat, okay, I'm gonna make this clear. All right, so because I know there's already people typing in the comments right now as I speak. The Democrats and the Republican Party, they're the same party. They're blah blah blah. Okay, let's get this out the way. Okay, when it comes to the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, yes, on a surface level, okay, like a cake, the cream, okay, the icing, they're the same. They have a lot of similarities when it comes to how they govern. Either if it's Trump or if it's Joe Biden, okay? And a lot of that is either, one, not providing meaningful legislation for the betterment of Americans. Yes, Republicans are trash at that. And Democrats, they do everything like literally baby steps. Like when you say, let's take baby steps to a more progressive, America, they took that literally. Like baby steps. And unfortunately, grown adults, we need to pick up the pace a little bit, okay? When it comes to corporate greed, all of them, left and right and everybody in between, besides a few. Once again, this is why it's not as the same, like a Bernie Sanders, AOC, Cory Bush. Some of these individuals are not being bought and paid for by a lot of these super PACs, a lot of these corporations, big pharma, big oil. Like, it's a very few that are not being paid by these institutions. And that makes a difference in their governance. Pretty simple, right? Establishment based. Once again, Jank, God bless your heart, but there's an establishment on either side. Every side. You're not gonna not find an establishment on either side. So once again, that's not even an argument. Out of touch and tone deaf. None of them listen to their voters, because statistically speaking, more than half of Americans agree on healthcare should be free. More than half of Americans agree that education needs to be brought down in regards to pricing. More than half of Americans agree that the minimum wage needs to be increased. So if more than Americans understand and agree with this, how come the Republicans and the Democratic Party haven't done nothing to it? Hasn't addressed none of these issues? Hey, I don't know. Maybe it's the past 3 points that I mentioned. So once again, on the surface, both of these parties are similar, but there's a few things that makes the Republican Party a little bit more trash than the Democratic Party. And here's a few. Improving healthcare. Yes, Obama improved it. Like I said, baby steps. When it comes to Joe Biden, he actually created a lot of legislation by, with the Republican Party help that actually did some good. Like for unions, he actually did some good for that. So the CHIPS Act, like there's a lot of policies that were good, but in my opinion, my perspective, it could have been a little better. When it comes to justice reform, economic equality, increasing the minimum wage, union rights, like these are things that Democrats are pushing for, that they're championing for. And when they get a chance, they might give you a little bit. But the biggest difference on why you click this video right here, hey, I'm going to get to the point, is January 6th. Yes, the one day that will ever be remembered. I don't care how much Republicans try to whitewash history. We cannot forget that there was individuals instructed by a president, a sitting president, on storming a Capitol building and trying to cause an insurrection to overturn a fair election. And when I say fair election, there was zero proof of anything that was corrupt in regards to the voting. Hey, guess what? We got things on video. Yes, I know a lot of people seem to have short-term memory, maybe due to TikTok. I don't know. But hey, we're going to just real quick go down a trip to memory lane so we can remember how it was 4 years ago compared to what just happened a few days ago. It might blow your mind, but this right here was an anomaly. This is not how it's always happening, how it's always going down every 4 years. Let's take a listen. So at any point, if you guys disagree with me, at any point, when is any of this peaceful? Any of this is peaceful. Civil. I don't know. I'm still looking for the peaceful here. It's like finding where's Waldo, okay? I'm looking for the peaceful within all this mess. Trust me. Okay, I think this right here, I don't see any peacefulness going on. And this is the only moment, well, not the only moment, because I'm pretty sure there's representation like this in a lot of these racist households. But look it, we have a Canadian flag, which, what the hell you doing here? Okay, you're kind of in the wrong spot. But you have an American flag, okay, salute them, okay, got you. Then we have a Trump flag, okay, a little weird. Then back here, towards the back, there was a Blue Lives Matter flag, which is weird because they killed a police officer and injured dozens. So once again, a little off branding, but okay, I guess things happen during a peaceful event. And then you have a Confederate flag. We got all these flags in one big, happy, peaceful protest here. I'm a little confused here on how this is a party that's supposed to represent non-white folks. Once again, maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe I just don't understand where's the peacefulness in all this right here. But okay, hey, I get it. This is our house. Okay. I guess maybe you got locked out your house. I don't know what's going on here.
Today,
Once again, hey, that happened 4 years ago. Okay. Let's not forget that.
And barriers around the U.S. Capitol 4 years after a mob of pro-Trump forces attacked it, stopping the counting of Electoral College votes and delaying the certification of Joe Biden's victory.
The eyes of the world will be on the United States Capitol to see what happens here on January 6th.
This time, a clear perimeter established.
Once again, why? Okay, once again, I'm not a betting man, but with Trump winning, I could probably guarantee you that ain't no Democrats storming the Capitol. There is no need for all this here. They done wasted taxpayers' money and people's time putting this up. I would, as a contractor, I would be, well, I mean, I'm getting paid for it. But as a worker, you know, you're new on a job and you're instructed to help build this barricade that probably goes on for a few miles for nothing to happen. We didn't have like bums on the street accidentally trying to get through. Like nothing. Nada. So why? Was there any intelligence? Was there any inside information that maybe a left-wing group was gonna like invade the Capitol? Why? Just seeing that is like, it's confusing. But let's listen to one of my favorite people, Stephen Colbert, make fun of this. If I can click it.
Welcome one and followed a star to Bethlehem, then stormed the manger and stole Mary's podium. What else? Oh, yeah, today Donald Trump's electoral victory was certified by Congress. Yes, I used to feel things too. And the striking thing about this time was how normal it was again. There was no riot. No one broke a window with their beard. In fact, the whole process took only 30 minutes. Yeah, democracy.
30 minutes? You're telling me. Guys, I need you to understand how ridiculous that event was 4 years ago compared to a few days where no one denied the election, no one's trying to create fake slates to fool people and trick. No, none of that. You know, we let the states finish up their counting of the votes. Oh, Trump has more numbers than Harris? I mean, because that's how math works. So Trump wins. All right. It's a done deal. 30 minutes. Oh, my God. Hey, this is how democracy works in this instance. Guys, pay attention.
Shouldn't take longer than it takes Rachel Ray to make a meal. Peaceful transfer of power? Yummo. Now, if you had come up to me 4 years ago and said to my face that one day Donald Trump would be certified for a second term, I would have said, 6 feet away, please, social distancing. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go Lysol my banana and bang a pot for nurses. I'm not sure, what there is to say about January 6th at this point. We all saw what happened. Trump lost. He said he didn't. A bunch of cowardly Republicans backed him up. They all whipped up a mob which stormed the Capitol and beat police with flagpoles, trying to overturn our democracy. This launched the largest criminal investigation in our nation's history. Nearly 1,600 of the rioters faced judicial inquiry, 1,000 of which have already been to trial or pleaded guilty. Out of all of them, 2 have been acquitted. The results are in. It was bad. Or as Trump would call it,
that was a day of love.
Yes. Yes, on January 6th, love was in the air. Also, bear spray. And by reinstalling Donald Trump, we are stepping right through the Orwellian looking glass. With Trump, hate is love, violence is peace, nugget is food. And while most Americans exist in something called, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, reality, Trump's total whitewashing of the insurrection has convinced his base that the coup was no big whoop. For example, in a Washington Post poll, 55% of voters said the January 6th riot was an attack on democracy, but 43% said too much has been made of it.
I need to talk to that 43%. Do you not comprehend the processes of that moment? They probably can't read. I'm not gonna assault nobody. I promise myself I'm not gonna do that. Let's continue.
And 28% of voters said the events of January 6th were equally peaceful and violent. That makes no sense. Officer, I'm violent and peaceful. Yes, I stabbed him 20 times, but in my defense, I pulled the knife out 19 times. Okay? Murder saved his life. Die, die, die. Live, live, live. Now, during this transition period we're in right now, Democrats like Hakeem Jeffries, who's the leader of the Democrats right now, are taking the high road, but keeping their eye on the Democratic prize. Unfortunately, he phrased it this way.
We will fight hard to defend the freedom of opportunity that makes the American dream possible. We will fight hard for the freedom to vote.
Don't you dare correct yourself.
Hey, first off, Jeffries was trying to go hard, okay? He knows the cameras is on him. Millions of people are going to be watching and clinging onto every word he is saying. And he said fart, which, I mean, is funny within his own, but back to reality, okay? We need to understand that for situations like that, I am glad that the Democratic Party didn't go crazy. I mean, of course, you can find your weirdos on TikToks and YouTubes and hoo-hoos and ha-has and whatever social media site they're on. You're going to find some crazy people saying that Donald Trump didn't win, blah, blah, blah. Until I see some concrete evidence, Donald Trump is the president, and we just going to have to survive the 4 years. But I will not let individuals try to whitewash history as if nothing happened, and that how Democrats handled January 6th a few days ago was just as even as how Republicans handled January 6th 4 years ago. That is a big no-no, okay? Once again, when you're making your analysis on Democratic Party and Republican parties are the same thing, please remember what I said. Once again, guys, if you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below, or hit that Discord button so me and you can have that one-on-one talk. And like always, let's have that conversation.